YouTube. On time today, 9:30 sharp. Thank you guys for watching today. Troy West here. This is episode 296 of the Solid Sports Video Blog. Today's date is June. Is it the 26th already? 25. Yep, June 25th. The year 2025, of course. Thank you guys for watching. Tomorrow's the 26th. Get my days mixed up sometimes, but thank you guys for being here as our 3-day event continues. Today we probably don't be on here that long. We're just going to touch on the updated MLB standings as we get closer to the All-Star break. And we'll talk a little bit about the NBA draft since round one is tonight. So we'll touch on that. And then we'll get on out of here. So we're not going to be on here long. But thank you guys so much. Also, reminder, tomorrow, like I said, we're going to do a show tomorrow, but it might be early. My brother got some things to do real early, so I'm going to just get the show out the way. So probably 8 o'clock in the morning. I know that's kind of early, but that's going to be the target time probably tomorrow. I'll make a formal announcement on my social media. You can check out all my social media here in my bio here on YouTube. But thank you guys. Like I said, I had some time this week, so don't know what my schedule will look like next week. So let's get a couple of shows in. But sports throughout after the draft and probably after NBA free agency, they start to slow down a little bit before the NFL season rolls up. But tomorrow our show will be featured on the NFC West, our NFL Roundabout Series continues. Today is Wednesday, so we'll look at the San Francisco 49ers also a little later on. I'll do a video on the Niners. And then we got the Seattle Seahawks will be Thursday, but tomorrow we're going to talk about all four teams in our regular show that we normally do. So, but thank you guys for being here for this this morning. So this ain't gonna be a long live. We're gonna touch on the MLB real quick. Other days going on with the channel itself. I got a surprise. I'm gonna try to keep it as a surprise for Friday night streams. I got a game that I've decided I'm gonna play that night. So join me Friday night for that. But other projects that's coming, a lot of projects coming in August, but Doom, the Dark Ages, we're going to finish that hopefully soon. I did a Forever Skies video yesterday. I might do another one today, or I might go over. I'm gonna do a Pacific Drive video today. I think I'm gonna alternate those two games, and then try to fit a Dragon Ball Sparkling Zero video in today also. And then, like I said, you randomly see a Call of Duty video thrown in there. So that's the project that's going on the channel right now as far as our video games portion of the channel goes. But a lot of new projects coming between August and November. A lot of new games coming. So I'm going to try to get those project started, especially started in early August. So can't wait for that. But until then, we're just gonna rock and roll. Try to do a blog a week, and look forward to the NFL because now that the NBA season is over, now it's time to focus on the National Football League. So, but the NBA's draft tonight, we're gonna touch on that. But let's go ahead and get into the Major League standings, the current standings. As we start the American League East, Yankees, and the Mets also, the Mets in the National League, both New York teams kind of struggling down the stretch. Yankees hold a 1-game lead over the Tampa Bay Rays, who just keep on being a productive team regardless of their market. They lost their stadium for this season, so a lot of things going on in Tampa, but they right there on the cusp of first place. Toronto's right there at 2.5. Boston, they under 500, but they only six back. And then the Orioles, me being from Baltimore, hurts to say that they're in last place, and 11 back in the division. The Central, the Detroit Tigers continue to have the best record in baseball, 50 wins, first team to 50 wins. They got a 9-game lead over the Cleveland Indians. So Detroit pulling away with the division. Kansas City in third place, 11.5 back. Yeah. They've been Minnesota, like I said, Minnesota also 12.5 back. They in fourth place, and the White Sox are 25 out. But Kansas City, but mostly Minnesota to me. Like I said, just don't understand why they're not better. Kansas City, like I said, they made that jump next last year, taking a step back this year so far. But like I said, it's still not the All Star break yet, so plenty of baseball to go. And in the American League West, the Astros, another team that you just think is their time to start faltering. But they right there getting in first place. Seattle Mariners 41-37. 4.5 back. They had first place for a while, but Houston surged and took it. Texas Rangers, I seen them play last night. Well, they in fourth place. The Angels actually is in front of them. But I seen the Rangers play last night because they played the Orioles. Uh, and the Athletics are in last place, 15.5 back. Texas is 7.5, and the Angels are even 7 back in the West. We're gonna look at the wild card also in both leagues. Philly holding on to a 1.5 game lead against the Mets, but the Mets had lost their last 9 out of 10. I seen that. My Braves is firmly in third place, but the other 500, 9.5 back. Miami Marlins and the Washington Nationals, fourth and fifth respectively. Miami 14 back. The Washington Nationals 14.5 back. Central Cubs 2.5 game lead over the Cardinals and the Brewers, which is even record. They're 2.5 back. Cincinnati 4.5 back. And Pittsburgh way out of it, 15 back. In the Central. Then the West, Dodgers starting to find their feet, 49-31, 4 ahead of the San Francisco Giants. Padres is 5.5 back. Diamondbacks 7.5 back. And then Colorado, uh, way out of it, 30.5 back. Not even 20 wins on the season yet. So, but I try to follow baseball as much as I can. I've been a baseball fan for a long time, so um, yeah, my teams ain't doing well this year so far. They got some holes to climb out of, but uh, the wild card standings, you know, these could definitely change. But the top 3 teams in the American League, Tampa, Toronto, and Seattle, they would be playoff teams if the season ended today. Like I said, we've got a long way to go, but it's Cleveland, Boston, the Angels, the Rangers, the Kansas City Royals, the Minnesota Twins, even though I said was out of the day, all within 5 games, between 1.5 and 4.5 games. So basically 5 games separates all these teams. Orioles 7.5 back, they under 10, so that's good not to be so out of it. Uh White Sox 17, and Athletics is 10.5. You never want to get 10. Is I think is the unlucky number. You never want to be more than 10 games behind. Um, in baseball or any sport, it's just hard to make up 10 games once you get that far back. So the wild card race is going to be definitely interesting. But like I said, Tampa and Toronto and Seattle all are still can win their divisions. So that's why the wild card flips sometimes, because one of the teams that's at first will fall into that category. So National League Mets, same thing I just said. They go fight with for Philly for that first place spot. I really strongly think the Dodgers are going to win the West. Eventually, I think they're going to pull away, but Giants still in it in their division. Milwaukee, St. Louis, same. Um, so all those teams, well, Milwaukee and St. Louis is tied for the last spot in the wild card. Uh, Padres just a half game out. So National League, you pretty much got your team that's going to be in it. Um, Padres, Reds. We'll see if the Reds hold on. Diamondbacks have proven that they don't falter. I think my Braves going to get better also. So those are the teams that naturally that's going to compete. I think Miami, Washington, Pittsburgh, Colorado get almost pretty much count them out. I don't see them making a push to get into postseason. So your National League picture is a little bit clearer. American League is so many teams um, in that league that can make a push. So, but like I said, within like I said a week, the status could just flip just like that. Um, that's how baseball is because you can go to look at the best nine. They lost 9 out of 10. Um, and they still right there, in first place. But let's just say they keep sliding, they can slide down even further. So um, you just got baseball. You just got to keep pushing. Um, but as far as predictions, I think pretty much. I think the AL East is up for grabs. Um, I I've started to believe in Detroit that they're gonna win that division in the AL Central. I strongly started to get behind the Astros as well in the West in the American League. National League, I think it's gonna be Mets, Phillies. One of them two will win the division in the East. The Central, I think that's still wide open. Um, I wouldn't count on Milwaukee because they won it the last couple of years, but the Cubs do look like a steady team. But I think that division is still wide open. In the West and the National League, I think, like I said, I really think the Dodgers going to pull away eventually, and then it'll be the Giants, Diamondbacks, and the Padres fighting for those wild card spots. So, all right. So I wanted to look at the stats. I usually don't look at the stats, but it was just interesting that I don't even know who Carl Riley is. I think he's a catcher for the Seattle Mariners. He leads all the baseball and home runs with 32. Judge and Tony still right there. Kyle Swimmer, the usuals. Um, so those are your top five there. Batting average, Judge surprisingly leads the league in that at 364. RBIs, whoops. Yeah, yeah, Riley for the Mariners. Usually, if you lead the league in home runs, usually you up there at RBIs. Those you got Suarez for Arizona, Suzuki for the Chicago Cubs. Those two probably a surprise. Peter Lazo not really for the Mets, and Wood for Washington is in third place for that. So um, the RBIs are also fluid. Let's look at some pitching stuff. Um, oh, that's surprising. Tarek Skubal is tied with Rendon for the Yankees and Max Fried for the Yankees. So two Yankees um, with 9 wins, and then Valdez for Houston, Peralta for Milwaukee at 8. So yeah, right. That's why Paul Skeens for Pittsburgh. What he's doing is unbelievable. It's just unfortunate he's on a bad Pittsburgh team, but his ERA is under 2. Brown for Houston also. They're free at low twos. So these are outstanding ERAs, especially for Major League Baseball. Usually you good at 250, three. Even you accept a three run ERA, but these guys are at another level, especially in today's baseball. Save leaders. Josh Hader still holding on. He got 20, but he's not at first. You got Alvarez for Kansas City, Suarez from San Diego. They got 22. Um, but Josh Hader, he been doing it for a while, and now he's in Houston. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to touch on with baseball. Um, like I said, I knew this wouldn't take that long. But we'll see. All Star break is what's this? June 25th. So I say it's roughly 2 weeks away, 2.5 weeks. Usually like the second week of July. So I think Uh, like I said, I think the National League is pretty much, not want to say set, but there's separation there. American League, I think it's going to take probably nearly the whole season to really see who your playoff teams are, who your division winners are. Like I said, all these division I think is pretty much really wrapped up is the Central. Even though I like Houston in the West, I think Seattle can probably make a push for that division. In the East, I think it's starting to become a three-team race: Yankees, Blue Jays, and Rays. I don't know about Boston, and honestly, I don't know about the O's either. So yeah, um, so that's it with baseball. Let's touch on the NBA draft. NBA draft is tonight. Um, they surprised me. I might have forgot, but they split the rounds. There's only two rounds in NBA draft. But they split it. So tonight is just the first round, and then Thursday night, tomorrow night, is the second round. So they split it up this year. But I mean, now they pretty much took the page out the NFL book. Even though the NFL draft is longer, but they give one night to the first round, and then the rest of the draft they just go on from there. Because the first round is really the most exciting because the player walk up on the stage and things of that nature. So, but I mean, I guess the first pick is not going to be a surprise. Dallas pretty much is all in on Cooper Flag, so we could just throw him to the side for now. But other players, Dylan Harper for the from Rutgers, also Ace Bailey for Rutgers. Both of them are guards. Um, Trey Johnson. Duke got a couple of players also. So, um, but if we look at the order of the draft, I know San Antonio picked second. Um, and it's still early in the day, but there's been rumors that they in the Giannis sweepstakes. So will they trade? If they do trade for Giannis, that two they go to trade that two pick to Milwaukee if it happens. But for right now, they are in the second spot. So if they don't do anything, I would say uh, I don't know. They probably go big. I don't know. Philadelphia in the third spot. That's interesting what they would do. They pretty much got a decent team. They just had injuries that fell off last year, so they're in an interesting place. Charlotte, I guess they need anything, so whoever's the best available, they'll take. Utah, probably same thing. Wizards made a trade. They traded Jordan Poole to New Orleans and got the veteran CJ McCollum back. Um, so they got a little bit of a. I think that they just try to clean house, get some contracts off of him because I think his contract about to expire. So they had probably take anybody. Atlanta in the seventh spot. Yeah, Brooklyn also. They say Brooklyn has four first round picks. They got the eighth pick. They got the 19th. They got 26, 27. So yeah, they got a lot of first round picks. So they might can make some moves. Toronto Raptors, yeah, probably take the best available. Houston, now that they got Durant, um, and then they add another quality player to replace. Uh, they did trade uh, Smith, so they can replace him right there with that 10th pick. Blazers at 11, Bulls at 12. Then you got the Hawks at 13. Spurs got another pick, so Spurs got two first round picks. OKC, just won the championship. They got the 15th pick. Memphis at 16. Now they got some holes down since they made some trades. Minnesota at 17. Then Washington got another pick. I already mentioned Brooklyn at 19. Miami at 20. Utah. So Utah, Atlanta again. Oh, so wait a minute. So what is this? Oh, I'm sorry. The seventh pick is New Orleans pick. I'm looking at the logo. The logo threw me off. So New Orleans got the seventh pick in the draft, and Atlanta don't pick till 22. And then it's New Orleans again at 23. So New Orleans, Brooklyn, Washington, Spurs, they all got multiple first round picks. Um, no Lakers in the first round. I noticed also. Yeah, OKC, but they got one. Uh, so some teams don't even have a first round pick. Lakers are one of them jumps out at me immediately. I don't see the Kings either on here, so that's another team without a first round pick. Uh, yeah, so it's a few teams that don't even got first round picks, um, but the Cooper Flag, like I said, go to Dallas. Like I said, Dallas already a ready made team. So I think he don't have to, you know, he can sort of grow into whatever they need him to grow into. You don't have to immediately carry the team. So I think that's a good situation for him. Um, they just signed Kyrie Irving to a extension, but I think he's gonna be out the first part of the season. Anthony Davis got to stay healthy. Obviously, that's always the case if you got an Anthony Davis on your team. Um, but I think he fits in well with the Mavs. So I think the Mavs making a good pick. We'll see if any more moves are made. But for right now, um, that's the first round order. That's what it's going to be tonight. Uh, but I think, like I said, it's only 9:52 in the morning. I just think uh, a lot more can happen. Um, and I think everybody's holding their breath to see if Giannis will really be moved. Will it be the Spurs? Will it be somehow the Heat? Which I don't think the Heat have much to offer for that. But you know, but you see teams making moves. Like I said, Boston. Like I said, Holiday, which is predicted, Holiday and Porzingis are gone. So, um, like I said, I think they still, they just try to save money for this year. They know they're not going to win it this year, most likely. So Tatum is out for the year, so it's just going to be Brown and the rest of the guys. So still, it'll be a good team in the East, but don't expect them to win a championship. So, like I said, we'll see tonight. Before the night's over with, we'll see um, if it's going to be any other moves. A lot of people anticipating a lot of other moves to be made in the NBA, but like I said, it's already anticipation for next season. The rat trade, of course, shook up some things. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting NBA season. And tonight, uh, he probably before the draft even starts, probably see some other moves. See what teams are looking at as far as prospects. Like I said, the teams with multiple first round picks, uh, and it's teams that need them. So we'll see if they cash in. And like I said, I think the NBA, this is probably the most parity we ever seen in history. Of course, proven with the seven straight champions. It like when I was coming up, it was basically once that team was together, long as they stayed together and they get injured, they'll win two, three in a row. Then it breaks up. Then it's another one. It's always usually another dominant team. The Warriors seem like they was the last, at least for now. But the way the league is, I think, I think I heard this somewhere. I don't see like I mean, I don't want to just put this all on LeBron, but I don't see like these superstars. I think they just like to play basketball. I think they're just gonna stay where they are. Um, like I said, like now a lot of our stars are now foreign. Like even SGA, he's not from America either. So they have just a different mindset. Um, Even Giannis, look at how long it took him to say he finally would be moved. Um, the Joker. Just they temperament. They just don't. They'll see like the type that just want to jump to a team and join up. They just don't. To me, they don't have that vibe. So, um, I think we're gonna see a lot of parity for the next few years. Like I said, I don't even think OKC is the favorite next year, but I don't. Uh, I'm not sure if they're gonna repeat. They'll be right there, but I don't. I think somebody could beat them next year. They almost lost this year, um, honestly. So, uh, but that's my thoughts. I'm gonna be keeping an eye on the draft tonight. So looking forward to that. So that's it. That's our show for today. I told you it'd be a short one. Uh, Appreciate you guys. Tomorrow morning, like I said, I'm gonna announce it officially, but I'm looking at about eight in the morning when I do my show tomorrow. So we got an early one tomorrow. Special time early, because that's what I had my recording time there. Um, so probably around 8 o'clock tomorrow. That's gonna be my goal. If it's a different time, I'll definitely let you guys know on social media later on. Um, but that's it. That's it for today. Appreciate you guys. Look out for some content today. Doom for sure. I gotta do a video on Doom today. And Pacific Drive. These are two guarantees I'm gonna do. I might throw in some other videos as well. There's maintenance being done in here, so um, I don't know. It might be pretty much later on. But thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to my man Caper, um, and all my other subscribers. Shout out to my man B. I know I heard from you in a while. I know now with all this stuff going on, I'm over in Israel and all that. I know that's sort of your neck of the woods. So hopefully you're safe and doing well. Um, with this, quote unquote possible war building up. Shout out to you, bro. All the rest of my YouTube family and my loyal subscribers appreciate it. So I'll be back tomorrow morning as our 3-day event will continue. NFL Roundabout Series, NFC West. So we'll look at that division. And today, go over to my second channel. I'm going to talk about the 49ers. Matter of fact, I might just go ahead and get that out the way now, so it could be done once I get off of here. And yeah, so I see you guys in the morning. Peace and love. Stay safe, stay cool. It's still another hot one today. I thought it was going to be a little bit of a cool down, but I'm hearing that it's not. I think it's going to be just as bad as it was the last couple of days. So stay cool. And I appreciate you guys for being here. Peace and love. And I'll talk to you guys soon. And thank you.